Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome bastards.
Welcome
back to the Albus Man of Faces podcast. And once again, we're on YouTube.
Hooray!
Whoop, whoop. Boys and girls.
Hi YouTube.
Hi YouTube. This doesn't really work if you're just listening via Podbean.
If you are listening on Podbean and iTunes, of course.
And iTunes.
Then get yourself over to YouTube and look at us as well as listening to us.
Subscribe.
Subscribe,
What else do you do? I'm not down with the kids these days. What do they do? Like,
subscribe and share.
Or dislike. There's a few dislikes on it.
Well, we all know how false that is, don't we?
Aye.
The lad at the back.
We know who that is.
Him. Ashley apologist.
And his children. Well, they're not his children.
Whose?
Well, I'm not saying any names. Again.
Thumb down already now.
Straight away.
Within a minute.
30 seconds in, not having it.
Where's that grey thumb?
Let's highlight it.
Isn't he out of Game of Thrones?
Is he? I don't know.
Grey Thumb.
It sounds like Game of Thrones character, Grey Thumb.
Grey Thumb?
I didn't watch it. So
No, it's a Grey Worm.
Or a porn star.
It's Grey Worm and Littlefinger, isn't it? Put them together, Grey Thumb. Sounds like a Games of Thrones character.
Sounds like an elderly porn star.
It's gone that grey because he's poked it in too many places.
Good start, lads.
Lovely. Welcome.
Once again. But I thought, Mark just said before we came to record that I thought this was going to be fortnightly, but I thought this week with such a good result against Swansea that we should make the most of it.
Oh, it was a good result as well. A good game.
Once again, lads, you said a defeat, so keep it going.
I'm telling you, I'm going to be like Paul Merson. I'm just going to tip win and lose every
We'll
week.
talk about Paul Merson later on because he is the gift that keeps on giving at the minute. I love the bloke. Like, I hate him.
Well, he's not the only one though. There's quite
That's all
a
of
few
them.
that keep doing it, innit?
I find it difficult to have a go at them because when I think they're going to lose, like I did,
Yeah,
how can I have a go at someone that thinks they're going to lose if I do? So
But your reason for thinking we're going to lose is basically we're shit.
that's the truth, huh? Man,
Aye.
you know, maybe opinions changed a bit now actually, but,
But
you know.
I think you've got more of a reason to predict the scoreline, obviously, because you're watching the games like in depth. You're watching the games. He just sees the highlights on Match of the Day, and he's making a decision on that.
In what we've done in the
Well, it
window.
depends. If when he's on Soccer Saturday, he sits and watches
I suppose.
the games, doesn't he?
I like how on Sky Sports it says football expert Paul Merson. I shit you not.
That's the one thing he's expert in, drinking and drugs, isn't it?
I met him in Tenerife.
Great at that.
He was quite canny in Tenerife.
Right.
Oh, he probably is, can
It was the season after.
Was he pissed?
It was the season after we finished 5th. Was it 5th? I
Still
finished
thought
5th.
it was
Didn't
shite, did he?
Don't talk.
No,
Take me back to those dark
he
days.
told her that CC would never
Onside.
have a good season again.
Really?
Aye, that's what he said. He said CC would be shite and he would never ever.
So there's one cross in the box. He got that one wrong.
What he said something else. Some bullshit. Probably similar.
It's just a knob.
He's good. He's a canny bloke. Like he was doing Jaeger bombs, obviously, at the ball with him.
He has a bit of breakfast, man.
He's cornflakes.
cornflakes, huh?
He's recovering.
Yeah,
You get that Jaeger out of the fridge.
He's not recovering from being
Oh,
a dick.
we've already
though,
got
is he?
milk. Is that what we're calling it these days? Because a milk bomb.
To be fair, it seems that that's really like what we do when we're going away on stag do's, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Aye. It's a good
I
life.
missed my stag that came out of me damn.
I came up with the memories, didn't it, the other day?
A couple of weeks ago, but
There's been a lot of those pictures today of that stag do.
Oh, is that the one that-
Because
one
in
that
case anybody doesn't know,
when I've got a dress on.
and the table doesn't give it away, it's Christopher's birthday today.
Yes, happy birthday,
Thank you
Chris.
very much.
What did you get for your birthday, Chris?
A wig.
A new hat?
I knew. No, I didn't. I didn't
No,
get a new hat.
that's an
This
old-
might be my
that's
first
an old hat,
birthday that I've never had a new hat.
Never had a new hat.
Didn't even get a party hat
Treat yourself.
or a cake.
Treat yourself
I
to
did,
it.
I honestly did try and get a cake and it wasn't one there. So
Blame Sainsbury's.
I got 4 magnums.
Ate them on the way.
He's the
melted in his pocket.
fattest skinny man in the world, isn't he?
Oh,
That's true, like.
you used to have a kebab pizza every night, Dagger.
I did. I
Still
did,
does?
I
Come
don't. No,
on.
I don't.
There's a cheat night
I
tonight.
had one on Sunday because NFL was on, so I had one then, but that's the first one I've had.
Did you not have one of them big full-on feasts, or is that just for Super Bowl?
No, every Sunday I have a big feast. Like, burger, chips, 10 pizzas, like. I literally had about 19 cons of garlic on Sunday. It was just piles of garlic. But it's NFL, it has to be done, so yeah. There's not just me that eats all that, by the way, there's about 10 of us. So.
Allegedly. Fatty.
Just you.
Still got the bad breath now.
I know, I didn't want to mention it, but
Good job that didn't invent smell-o-vision yet.
Yeah, true.
Smell tube.
Smelly tube.
Smell tube. Oh, never ever say that phrase again.
Isn't that like a
Smell tube.
different kind of website?
Steak and cheese, remember steak and cheese?
Steak and cheese.
Aye.
What,
Is that,
crisps or
did
pasties or what?
Greg's not make a steak and cheese pasty?
Was it steak and cheese?
Is
Aye,
that the
steakandcheese.com. Was that not like the original? I think I had my first one to steakandcheese.com.
Steakandcheese.com.
Aye.
I don't remember that, like.
Google it.
Oh, Mario, mate, I'll pass. I'll pass it.
2 seconds.
But aye, Swansea. Where do we start with that? I think we'll win in the game, like, not expecting a draw, but I think we'll all took.
I've just realised probably why it's called steak and cheese.
Why?
Because
I was too young to figure it
Because
out.
there's an image just came up from Subway of a steak and cheese
I don't want to know.
baguette, and it's kind of...
Just look.
Oh, it looks...
My mind went
Oh!
somewhere when I seen that, if you get the
Oh, I
the
wouldn't
drift.
see that
I
one.
know, but like that's... Beef curtains hanging out and it's got some... it's got some cheese in it.
There's a title for the podcast. Beef curtains hanging out.
Oh, it's like that picture. Have you ever seen it of the...
I've never seen that
from
before.
Yeah, you're obviously watching the wrong films.
Maybe the right one.
Maybe it's not that one. Jesus. Well, obviously the bread buns, and then the
We've got it.
beef and the
I think
cheese.
without what you're talking about, you do
Anyway, I didn't finish looking to see if steak and cheese brought up anything except sandwiches there, did I?
of other kinds.
Classic. This is brilliant. Urban Dictionary. Steak and cheese. Steak and cheese.
Oh, you started 50 Shades of Magpie again, Annie.
When a man takes a dump on a woman's cleavage and then comes on it.
Oh my god, I'm not doing this like...
Hey baby, want a steak and cheese for the road?
I'm quite interested, to be honest. Sounds quite good.
Right, let's stop that now.
Brilliant.
Right.
Absolutely brilliant.
Stop
There
it.
we are. I cannot confirm or deny whether steak and cheese was an original.
You don't get this on Newcastle
porn
Fans TV, do you? Get some like dips.
We've got to have more food topics. We had pork scratchings last week. And so this week we're having baguettes.
I had to check the table and make sure you hadn't took a chunk of it. That's why the flag's on the table.
Hide the jump mark.
Next week the table will be this big. We'll be on the floor.
Oh, we're getting closer, to be honest with you. Table's definitely getting smaller.
It's because it's cold outside. We need to huddle together to keep warm.
Like penguins.
Like penguins.
Black and white. You're going to keep your shoes on this week?
I don't know. I might. It depends if my feet get hot. Anyway, what was the reason we were here again? Football.
Football, I think, mate.
Swansea City.
Oh, man.
I was
Swansea
saying
City,
we weren't expecting that result. Like,
Oh, wasn't it?
Someone was.
Someone was. Who was it?
The man behind the camera.
Yep, producer Adam.
Aye, well, you thought, he said 3-1.
He said 3-1, like, but
No, he still
he had the
win,
win.
won.
He
Aye.
wasn't far off.
I didn't think there was any chance, I'll be really honest. Like, I just thought they had... Well, again, I'm falling in the trap of what the so-called expert says, that they had a good window.
Paul Merson.
Aye, well, they had signed Sanchez, they
Yeah.
had a good window, they brought Boney back, they're at home.
What a
I
player
just
that
felt-
Sanchez was, eh?
He got absolutely owned, didn't he?
Yeah, me. But the amount of
It's the
like
hype, the amount of hype that was
pre-season,
around
like
him.
pre-match talk was all about him.
Yeah,
about
yeah.
you know what a great talent he was. He was brilliant. Well,
Let's think outside the box, yeah. But if Sanchez had that game that what Merino had,
oh,
Sky Sports would not have let that lie. It would have just been
everywhere.
such this. Every single clip would have been what he was doing throughout the game.
Yeah. Well, all the talk was about Merino, wasn't it?
Unbelievable.
How he dived to go into the box.
Aye.
That's all they could
Like-
pick out on his whole performance.
Where do we start with him? He was
he was
unbelievable that game.
Unreal,
Yeah,
he was.
absolutely
Like,
fantastic.
Everything he would.
He was so good.
He just creeps up on players and nicks the ball off them.
The amount of
Like,
times
don't
he
even
just
know he's there.
dispossessed them. Yeah.
It's absolutely phenomenal.
And he got himself out because he got caught a couple of times in like almost in
Yeah.
possession, but he somehow like turned his way out of it two or
Plays
three
with,
times.
When
He was-
Miller's on, doesn't he? He just like seems to know what's going on around him. It's unreal. Like
Aye.
he takes the ball under pressure loads of times. Even though I trust him, like I'm like, oh, like, I'm not a day like where he's got it now.
Yeah.
He'll just turn, nice and easy, plays the ball.
You've got to give our manager and coaching staff that if it was them that brought Merino to the club,
Well, it's one at Rafa, didn't it?
they
Rafa
have-
had him at
Definitely rough on him.
Rafa had him at
we've
Real, didn't he?
We've hit gold with him, like. And apparently we've only it's a total of 8 million, including the loan fee.
Aye, 6 million fee.
Yeah, he's got to play 20 games,
which he will.
which he will.
Oh, aye. Well, unless anything happens.
Playing devil's advocate, can we see us obviously buying him because he will play 20 games, so we'll buy him? Can you see Ashley just thinking money, money, money? If he continues to play the way he's doing, and if we get for him 8 million, another club comes in, offers 20 million, you know for fine well.
Well, he did say that we weren't a selling club anymore, but he also said a lot more lies over this back end of the season and recently as well, hasn't he? So, but
don't start getting Decker talking about Ashley. Ashley apologises.
He loves him. Loves him.
Yeah. What an idiot he was for saying that. Anyway. No, apparently, obviously, Rafa, it's up to him who he sells and buys. That would be fast forwarding a lot if he's still here, Rafa. It would be interesting, wouldn't it, to see if a bid come in. If he went or not, because if it's up to Rafa, he wouldn't go.
I'm not trying to sell him before he's a player, but I'm just playing devil's advocate.
My slight concern is, and it might never happen, it doesn't, is yes, we can buy him for 7 million or whatever it is. Imagine if Rafa wasn't there, let's just say that he left. And then we'll go to buy him because we can, we've got first option. He goes, well, I want 500 grand a week. Because he doesn't want to stay. He doesn't want to be here because Rafa's gone. That could happen, right?
Isn't it already sorted?
I don't know.
He could turn, if he wasn't here because of Rafa.
That's what I think.
He could get the 19 game mark and just go, I'm not playing.
Is it not one of those where we've got to buy him at the end of it, therefore the contract is going to be...
We have an obligation to buy him if he plays 20 games.
Yeah.
So it's like Cabela went to where? Marseille or wherever he went. Or Montpellier, one of them.
But I'm looking at negatives here and I shouldn't. Look at positives. We've got a hell of a player there. Unbelievable.
Like I say, we've struck gold getting him.
Well, I said he played well against Huddersfield and people were hanging out to dry and I thought he was all... I mean, he lost the ball sometimes. You could just tell he had something about him. I remember when we lost Shelvey last year for big periods and we had no creativity. He's just took over. It just takes over him. He's got more than what Shelvey's got in fairness. He's a better player. And he ran the show against Swansea.
His first games in, he was just finding the pace of the game and getting used to it. And he did lose possession a couple of times and stuff like that. But but since then, even against West Ham, he was fantastic.
Yeah. Looking at the Swansea game, though, you think he had been playing here for years.
Oh,
yeah.
You would never.
I think the difference for me.
He's a young lad as well, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's still in the under 23, isn't he?
23, sorry, yeah.
But he's just his awareness of what's happening around him, and we said it last week. He's technically good. There's something about him.
He's got off the ball. He's better than I expected. I thought he might just be a baller that just looks pretty on the ball, but he's willing to track back. He's willing to break up play. He's not frightened to put a tackle in. He's kind of good in the air. You know what I mean? He's just at the minute seems to have everything, which is amazing. Come on,
give him legend status now.
I think what helped really is Swansea. Obviously, Swansea like to play football as well, which probably gave him a bit more space in the middle of the pitch and a bit of time to actually play it, because they weren't closing him down that quickly enough.
Plenty of time.
So that does help. But again, something that we haven't seen from the midfield is he was pushing forward as well. The amount of times that he was in their half, which you very rarely get Shelvey, getting that far forward. He was getting up over the line, and there was a few times he was picking it up in not quite the edge of the box, but getting up there.
The difference I see between him and Shelvey is, like what we mentioned not long ago, Merino, if he loses the ball, he seems determined to get it back. And the majority of the time, he probably would get that ball back or chase it down to the point where it ends up going back to the keeper, the opposing keeper. Yep. You feel as if when Shelvey gets dispossessed of the ball, it seems like it's toys out of the pram.
He points at somebody else to get it back.
Aye. It's half horse tracking back half the time.
Perez on Sunday for me, he did that 2 or 3 times.
I thought he was probably the only bad player.
I thought that was probably Perez's best game this season, but it still wasn't.
That's not
great.
It's not a compliment to say that, but you're right. It probably is the best he's played, but he was still
frustrating.
There was a couple of chances, and I've always said that he's a decent finisher, but he had a chance with the keeper and he straight at the keeper, straight at him.
It's so frustrating. You would have thought he would have learned his lesson after back end of last season.
Sitting at the back post as well, wasn't I? I can't remember who it was. Someone sitting at the back post.
But it was the same when he had that one game where he had 3 chances and he put 2 straight at the keeper, and then the next when he should have passed him, and then his third one when he should have shot, he passed it.
I don't really want to slate players this week with the win there. You look at that team. Clark once again, we said he can't put a foot wrong. fantastic game. I thought he had at left back. He didn't really have much to do, but
for me, Lascelles was unreal.
Lascelles, yes.
Clark didn't play left back.
I didn't.
Oh.
Jesus did.
He played well, actually. He done all right.
He did really well.
He did really well. Aye.
Well, he's had like a split opinion on fans. Like I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, he didn't really do much in that," but I think he done enough for what he was.
He kept their right. Well, he kept Sanchez out of the game first half, so much so that they moved him inside into the middle second half.
Yeah.
He was fine, absolutely fine.
Yeah.
I think the defence was quite solid, apart from the chances that Mawson had with the header, which he knocked wide.
Yeah.
I think the defence
was
quite
a set
solid.
piece though, wasn't it?
It was a corner free kick was one.
It was a hell of a chance. That
It was really good chance. It should have went in, but the first half Swansea had a few chances, but they never really seemed to.
No,
it was like the Huddersfield game, wasn't it, where they seemed to have the chances, but nothing.
It was. They were quite poor. To be honest, they were quite poor. I think I'm not saying that they were poor. I mean, we made them play poor. If that makes sense. Like we were organised, so organised in that game, and I thought Lascelles.
Well, Lascelles, aye.
God, he just every header. He won every header. He was organising. You could see him shouting at everybody constantly. It was an utter leader's performance that was from him. Like, to be honest, and
we've got a very good situation at the moment with the club, with the amount of defenders that we've got in the club that can play centre back, and every single one of them when
sure we haven't got that luxury of left back,
but every single one of those centre backs, that's what I mean.
Like, Mbemba's filled in well. Jesus has filled in well. We've had
the players that we've got, the versatility that we've got to play play across that back four is amazing.
Absolutely.
Like,
that's the thing. If you're a good defender, you can slot in.
Yeah, even Manquillo was alright. I thought Manquillo was kind of good.
No matter which defence we put out, I'd be quite confident with it.
Well, I think that's something that Rafa always works on, is his defence and making sure they have a good shape and they're solid. And you can definitely see, because we've had some terrible performances at the back and in defence, but and bar that one kind of
Lascelles made a mistake. Didn't he? But was it a header or something?
That was his only fault. Really, nothing came of it. Thankfully, could have been penalty, handball out. Could have been, but he sort of like tried to do a diving header, but the ball was just too low.
I don't know if he slipped or something like that, or was like caught.
You always seem to have that with Lascelles, though, doesn't it? There's always that one little mistake in there. Yeah. But thankfully, nothing came of it. He was so good that game, though. He was. Like,
it was so good.
Yeah. The clearance off the line, which was I thought it was a goal.
Well,
I think everyone did.
I mean, even that was their one real chance, and that came from Perez, from bloody going down under a tackle and throwing his toys.
Hit the floor.
Instead of getting up and actually trying to do anything about it, remonstrating with the referee,
then argues with the referee.
So
it was some pass from Fer, like he split the defence, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was a great pass.
And again, you could say Lascelles probably caught on the wrong foot, let him get in behind. But
I think from the replay, I remember it was Manquillo had Abraham, but then he sort of crossed over to Lascelles, so Manquillo really couldn't go for it.
That's a good sign of a good striker, is that movement to get yourself into them positions.
As a defender, Lascelles went straight to that front post, knowing that was only really place he had to shoot.
But again, how many times do you see defenders get beat like that and just turn and look to go? Oh.
Yeah. Well, it's funny actually. The day before, not that I'm going to talk about that game, but Aguero scored against Liverpool, almost the same. He went round him, and I think it was the Liverpool player just kind of trotted back, whereas Lascelles broke his neck to try and intercept it, and it obviously worked.
It helped that Abraham hardly put any force in that shot, and then just
to be honest, though, he didn't need to.
He
gets himself into that position. It's just a simple case of rolling it into the back of the net. 9 times out of 10, that's a goal.
We handled him well, didn't we? Because I think he's a handful, him, and obviously Rafa loves him. And
he didn't really get it.
He didn't out. No. Apart from that chance, I thought we defended really well.
He moaned a lot. He moaned a lot, like saying Lascelles was like hiding him off the ball and stuff like that. But he was giving as good as what he was getting.
Absolutely, and that's why we've got. Let's give Lascelles credit here and Clark. To be fair, they're both physical. Like they look, they don't mind to handle themselves. Whereas in the past, I think we've had powered up defenders. In fairness, like as much as I don't want to slag people, but like Colo, I've always been a fan of Colo, but realistically he was never the physical, was he? He wasn't physically very good, whereas you got Lascelles, who's just a beast really. But the opposite, Colo was great on the bottom and could play out a defence. Lascelles is not that at all.
Colligini was a very clever footballer, wasn't he?
I like him a lot.
He could read the game quite well. I
like him a lot. But the opposite, we've got Lascelles and Clark, who, I mean, well, look, Lejeune's not even probably get back in. And go back 2 games or whatever, you would say Lejeune would be a definite start, and now he's not probably going to get a game on Saturday, so that's really good news, It's great.
Well, that's the thing, is he was back on the bench, so where does that? Because it's always when you've got somebody breathing down your neck to take your place, in the team, you react one or two ways. You either dig in and give your all, or you think, you know, it affects you in a different way. So I think, you know, Lascelles has probably looked at that and thought, I need to be putting in a performance here because I could be out of the team.
Especially as the club captain.
Yeah.
It's extra pressure for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just is extra pressure.
There's a bit pointless having the club captain. I was not even making on the
He was unreal.
It was amazing, like, I really honestly...
Start to finish.
You would imagine that same back four going into the game coming up against Stoke, wouldn't you? You would imagine the same team, I would have thought.
Well, Yedlin's back in training as well, but I think he'll be a little way off yet to be pushing.
That's another one where you would think the defence is doing quite well at the minute, so why would you change it? Yeah. You don't change it winning team, we all know that.
Well, we know that. But Rafa, as we well know, Rafa does what he wants, and he will change the team.
I think, because I was surprised Murphy played, in fairness. I was surprised by that.
What did you think of Murphy's performance?
Just inexperienced, new to the team. It was a bit well, I hate this, poor really. It was just poor.
We can't really judge him on that performance. No, definitely not.
He didn't do much, to be fair. I mean, Atsu can consider himself unlucky to be dropped.
Had he played internationally, or am I wrong here? He had played internationally.
I
don't know if that had.
I watched the game with Adam, and he said what the start 11 was, and I went, that's probably because Atsu has been away.
Could be that.
Rafa's got history of doing that if a player's gone long distance.
Well, especially kind of away.
He's obsessed with what you've just said there.
Well, just look at Mitrovic. How many times Mitrovic has gone away with Serbia, scored, then not been starting. He's been on the bench, and half the time he doesn't even make it on the field.
That's right. Like, so that probably the prime. And to be fair, he's paid 12 million for him. And maybe he thought, listen, it's your chance, have a go, you know what I mean? And it didn't work out, but thankfully it didn't cost with the game either.
I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. He didn't.
He had a good chance, didn't he, when the ball was high in the air, but he could try to lob the keeper.
Yes,
it was a good chance.
He didn't making a big impact or anything.
No,
he was just.
I think you'll find. I think Atsu will be back on Saturday.
Yeah.
I would think anyway. I'm my only worry. They've got some good players, Stoke, in fairness. Shaqiri.
I think he's a bloody good player.
I don't know what they might think of Jesus. Well, he did well on Sunday, so he might go for them again. But defensively, is he good enough to handle Shaqiri?
Shaqiri on the right wing.
He plays on the right, and no puts in. He's a good player.
Shaqiri.
But I probably agree with what you're saying. In fairness, that back four there after that performance deserves probably to stay again and go again. In fairness, it does. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't change the team, but you just never know with Raphael, do you?
Another player that had a good game, I would say, was
Oslu.
Yeah. He was very good. Obviously didn't score a goal or anything.
How much does he? How much does he like a little reverse flicked header?
He
loves it. I mean, that chance that he was a hell of a save from the keeper. But
I was up.
I thought it was in.
And great save.
But he had 3 or 4
Richie celebrating. I think Richie wasn't.
Well,
one of our players started celebrating. Who was
it? Had to be going in. It had to go in.
Clark had his
how
arms
the
in
keeper
the air
got across to that is still beyond
great
me.
save.
Unreal.
It was. It really was a great save.
Yeah.
Like
everyone, we watched it in the pub, and everyone when as soon as his head connected, you thought this is gone in the corner.
I was up.
So, but you can tell, Gale came on, didn't he, towards the last 10-15 minutes, and when the ball never stuck once in my memory.
Yeah.
When he went off the pitch, but I think Mark said it last week. He's like Mitrovic, but he is more mobile than Mitrovic, and he's definitely got
worked the flanks as well.
He's. For 5 million, could definitely, if you can keep that performance up week in, week out.
It's no wonder the Stoke fans were, unhappy that they let him go so
4 or
cheap.
5 million. Yeah. I don't think they were necessarily unhappy who he's going, but I think they were unhappy the fact.
Everything that I said was they were all disappointed that he was leaving because he'd never had a chance.
A lot of them saying that he was the only striker in pre-season that actually looked like scoring.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, when he scored in pre-season, didn't he? He ran over to the dugout in front of Hughes and got his shirt off and was showing him his name on his shirt.
Really?
Very big head.
He doesn't look that type of player to do that.
Well, it was because he was so frustrated and stuff like that with the situation.
Well,
I like him. I wasn't.
I do.
At first, I wasn't convinced.
No,
but that might be because of the price tag, to be fair. But
the games that he's shown.
I'm the same as you, though. On that,
we're judging play on the price ourselves.
It's a wrong attitude. Really.
But hold on, this is the conversation we had last week where you were saying. Players come with this price tag, and you automatically think that they're going to be world beaters straight in the team and scoring 30 goals. Then, this is where you get somebody coming in under the radar for relatively small money, and
it's a steal. 5 million. It's an absolute steal. We've robbed them.
Well, if you think Joselu and Merino is going to cost us less than Murphy.
Yeah,
It's
you're right.
Crazy, it's
So-
the thing, isn't it? Yeah.
But
He does look like a good striker.
He does, I
he's-
don't
he's
think
done
he'll
all
get
sorts
you loads of goals, but every game he's on, he's getting chances, he's creating. I mean, that header was up superb. That header, Gale wouldn't have.
he
done
did
everything right.
he did
done everything
three,
right
at least 3 of those little flick on reverse
nice.
headers.
He's busy. There's a lot goes through him. He's great at holding
Yeah.
up. Great at holding. Physically, he's good physically. Like, and you can see we can keep hold of the pull for a little bit to allow our players
Yeah.
to join into the attack.
And I think that's what was probably then making Merino actually get up the pitch to support him, which we haven't seen from our midfield for God knows how long. Actually getting up and looking for any little half chances around the edge
But
of
that's
the box.
where I was when I seen Joselu started as well as he did. I thought, I might see better of Perez then, because obviously that's Perez's role, in fairness, isn't it, to be behind him. And I thought maybe Perez playing up front with a physical striker better than Gale. You know what I mean? Maybe I might see more from Perez, which I didn't think we really seen. But
he's had a very, very. How can we say this about Perez about the start of the season?
Average.
I would say less than average.
Average,
mate.
I
I
think
think
so, yeah.
average has been flattering on him. Very.
he played the full game, didn't he? Again. He played all of it again.
so, huh?
Yeah,
He played the full lot against West Ham, or certainly best part of it.
The substitutions, Diame came on.
Yeah.
Was it Diame, Atsu, and
Atsu and Gale.
Gale.
Yep.
And the players that went off would have been
So it would be
Murphy, Joselu,
and
who came on for
Was it Hayden?
Hayden.
Hayden.
I thought
went off.
you know,
Hayden was
as well.
poor, and he admitted himself he was poor.
I loved that. You know, he did that.
I didn't think he was. I didn't think he was poor. To
I
be
don't
fair,
think he was at the races.
I
Like,
thought he was sloppy on the ball. Like, you know,
there's a lot of times where he did get caught, and that put them on the attack like
did,
a couple of times.
because he plays in that position where if you lose the ball, we're in big trouble. Like,
Yes.
It's one of them areas where if
If
lose
you're
it,
losing
like
the
Thiori
ball-
used to, God bless him.
Yes.
You know, when he used to use it sometimes,
Like on the edge of the centre circle.
you're in trouble if you lose it there. Like,
Yeah.
But I loved how he was on Twitter and he put on that. Listen, personally, it was a bad day at the office, but I'm really pleased with one.
Yeah.
Happy days, you know.
You got to admire him for doing that because a lot of
Yeah,
players have just
absolutely.
went quiet over there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just thought he was picking his own performance apart too much, but I don't know.
It's right because no one mentions he was getting on social media. I thought, did I really have a shit game?
Yeah, I honestly didn't. As I say, a bar Perez, I thought everybody played well. Well, and Murphy, but
Shall we
he
talk about
didn't
this?
really last, did he?
This Matt Ritchie high foot thing. Everyone else is giving airtime, so are we? Let's.
I'll tell you what though, Alan Pardew. Come on, Alan. Is it?
He must regret that now. Thinking, you know what I mean?
Well, he went after saying it. He then went on to contradict himself.
Yes, he did.
In the next breath. He didn't take back the fact that he said that Matt Ritchie's tackle was worse than
come on,
Marnie's. That exactly the words came out of his mouth was ridiculous.
Yeah,
and the reason he said it was worse was because his standing foot was off the ground. And then the absolute classic, the next second,
The
screen that did a split of Marnie and Ritchie.
With his-
and yet,
with his hanging leg tucked up, so
Ritchie's
he's
foot
even
was
higher.
that far off. Marnie was doing a
he
fucking
tucked
kung
up?
fu kick. He was like,
It was impressive, like, to be fair.
I mean,
was
obviously he's. I mean, not
He
that
got some
Rich
air,
is the
like.
biggest, but he was having to get some height, so he was flicking up with both legs.
Playing devil's advocate though, was Ritchie a bit stupid for going in like that? Especially what had happened in the last day before.
Absolutely not. There is not a professional footballer out there, or even somebody that just enjoys a kick around that wouldn't go for that.
So we're saying
ball.
Mone's. So do you agree with Mone's being a red card?
It's the rule of the game. The only reason Ritchie didn't get a red
'Cause he
card
didn't
for
cut
me
his
is he
face.
didn't make contact.
Well, that defender, got to give credit to the
Yes,
lad at
that
the
was
back.
the defender,
He
yeah,
just
you
sort
do
of
right.
span round and went, how if he could have went to the ground, rolled about,
Yeah,
God knows what
yeah.
would have happened then.
He just got a cut on his forearm, didn't he?
But-
Full credit to that.
But
lad.
again, Ritchie
Ritchie
was
knew
coming
straight away,
Ritchie
though.
was coming
kept
across.
running,
Oh,
Yeah. Well,
As
because-
soon as he
well,
landed, he turned to the
he
ref.
even said himself in the after match that he'd obviously seen everything the day before. He'd watched Match of the Day, and he just had the same thought flashing through. He said like, "Oh my God, that's exactly what happened yesterday." But in my eyes, the only difference is he didn't make contact. He didn't because that is Marnie kicked somebody straight in the face.
Oh yeah.
Well, I seen Marnie on live, like at the time watching it, and I went straight on Facebook, being an idiot, too fast with my fingers, and I went, never a red card.
I know I was going to pick you up on that.
And then when I watched it again, I thought, do you know what it is? I probably should delete that.
But it's
pretty bad,
in real time. It just looked like it coming together.
Yes, that's
that
what I
they
thought
both
it was,
came out and
yeah.
just banged into each other. And if anything, I thought the keeper was going to get sent off.
Right.
because he came tearing out of his box and wiped out Marnie.
I don't think the keeper would have been sent off if he had a hit mark, personally.
Oh, I think you would.
No, I think he
keepers
because
tend to get away from
He
that.
would have got a yellow card.
I
He
dunno.
wouldn't have gotten sent off. Marnie's
But
was really... Was
obviously, then you seen the fact that he was down on the floor. Then when you they showed the different angle, and literally he just took his head off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
But again,
If a keeper comes out the box and handles it, is that automatic red card?
red card, yeah.
It
Well,
is, isn't it?
if they come
It's
out,
purposely-
if they
keep
come
running
out
there
and do
punched
it, not like if they slide out of the box or something like that.
Well, if he ran out with it, where it
Aye.
was if he just.
Well, that's
turned
why
the ball.
and that was again
no,
part of the problem. He came out, he tried to head the ball clear, so he was following through as Marnie was
following through?
He was following through onto the header as Marnie came. But they that was a proper coming together. Whereas again, Richie was coming from the side, trying to get his toe in front, and
Even though freeze framing them and look at them, they look similar. They're not.
depending
really
on
in fairness,
it depends
I don't
totally
think.
on the angle,
Yeah.
and of course
I think,
the press, the Sun, fucking hell. That did you? I don't know if you've seen the back page
Stop,
of the
man.
Sun.
I didn't, I don't
Had
know.
a split screen of both them. What's the spot the difference or something like that. And the way that they put the pictures, it looked identical. But
If I was a Liverpool fan, I'd probably be saying the same thing. If I'm honest, I'd probably say, hey, he's getting away with it.
well, that's
I
the only
Personally, I
difference,
think-
as I say, is he didn't
Yes, that's
hit
the
him
difference.
square in the face.
That is the difference,
That is
yeah.
why it's a yellow card and not a red card.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. It's not a red card.
It's a vicious cycle though, because if a lot of Liverpool fans were saying if Marnie's red card stands, then
Well, it does.
then
He's had his appeal overturned.
then Richie should also receive a red card. But then we can turn around and say, well, the Huddersfield player a few weeks ago should also receive a red card, and where does it end?
Well, that's the problem. I
there's
can't
no
believe,
consistency,
I
is
can't
there?
believe that we've had so many instances.
Already?
This style of high foot has happened for years. Let's be realistic. It's happened for years. For some reason, we've had a collection over the last 7 days or something, which is
It is an
kicked off,
accidental
it's,
clash. There was no way either of them meant
there's
to go
there's
in and
like,
kick
malice or
the keeper or
intent,
the
was it?
defender in the head. But
because that rule's been changed, hasn't it? The rule before was if there's no intention there,
Yeah.
then there's not a red
not like
card.
when
well, that's it. It's
Colaccini
still
booted
you're still
Gemma in the face.
endangering a player.
Yeah, you are.
That's it.
Absolutely, I agree. There was one last night, wasn't there? The lad he was standing leg like, but he volleyed him right in the face, and it looked really bad. Again,
Yeah,
a freeze frame makes
But
it look terrible. You know, it's just.
It's what you have incidents like this because
of course
it's
you
you're doing what you can to gain that advantage and try and get the ball before your competitor.
We've spoken about this before though, and I don't think that I don't think the media are out to get Newcastle, but they don't make it easy for themselves, do they? Like with this sort of stuff, like.
Well, they just harp on about it.
Well, my main thing was with the Merino dive, right? He did dive. I know his arm.
I
There
see
was
that the day, that
contact,
wasn't.
aye.
I did see that the day, and I
But
didn't-
he
I
did
didn't see
make
that.
a
No, I-
massive meal out of it. He did.
Did you see that one when he got his arm?
So he
pulled
did,
out?
Yes,
he
it was
did,
dive.
but
Was it
the fact that he was getting pulled like that wouldn't make him.
Do
He,
what
he,
he
he,
did, aye.
he simulated,
Yes.
Aye, he
which
did.
is a
What
dive.
annoyed me with Sky was the first initial thing was Newcastle penalty appeal, right? On the caption, nowhere to show the highlights. On the captions, 30 seconds later, the caption changes it. Merino dive.
But that-
no way, man.
God, I
like-
thought it was a penalty. Did you though? I thought it was a
I've-
most stonewall
So
penalty.
I
First
thought
time.
it was a free kick on the edge of the box.
No, but if you look, they went back and looked at the referee's position. And the
He was
referee's
looking straight
position
at it.
clearly. If I was a ref, I'd say penalty all day.
Oh, I
No,
thought
but I
it
think
all
that.
day.
But from
Must
where
have
he
been the
was
fourth
and
official. Must have been.
from where he was and looking at that, I think he's seen.
Sorry, I apologise.
I think he's seen that little bit of contact, but then because he
effort
had a perfect
put
view
in.
of it.
Oh,
Is it 1-0? Darryl
shut up down there.
Big Darryl, man.
Murphy, lad.
Big move.
Happy birthday.
If anyone listening to this, Murphy,
Big
1-0. Get in.
It's nearly finished as well, isn't it? It is finished, or nearly.
Oh, that's just amazing. What, he scored in the 92nd minute?
Oh, dear.
Oh, right, sorry, right, but it's... Oh, it's just even
nice.
better.
I will take
Oh,
that.
what a
We'll
day
take
to be
that.
alive.
Unlucky Sunderland.
Lovely.
Thank you, Daryl.
Yeah,
What was I saying?
Oh, Marino's died.
3 cheers is on, Murphy. So I think the referee had a very good view of it, and there was a little bit of contact in the build up to it, but then I think the way that he theatrically went down
He's
is
made
what
me look
then.
at
Frustrating that he did that because he was on him goal. He was through, I thought.
Well, that's what my initial thing was. Actually, why would he go down there?
yeah.
Then obviously, look,
I know, but I think the ball was getting away from him.
It was very similar to the goal he scored for Spain when he was away.
Yeah.
He was just skipping between players, and when he first started doing it, I thought it's exactly the same as what he did with Spain. I went, he's just going to slot this into the net here. And he went down, and immediately I thought a penalty.
No, I did like.
But looking back, never a penalty.
No,
I'll be pissed off that I was one of our players. Like,
yeah, well, it is what it is. It is, you know, it is what it is. If he's got that in his game, you may see it again. If that's what if he's a foreigner, you might
that's
get.
Exactly, that's the way that this.
If it wins with a game.
There's plenty of people do it. Do it in the Premier League, though, isn't
do it again.
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is. I mean,
and it's not just the foreigners.
There's players that have made a career out of it.
Suarez loves a dive, like.
Well,
I like him.
Ronaldo, when he was in the Premier League, is shocking. Ashley Young,
but I was going to say Ashley Young, bloody
Sterling,
that
all of them.
We just haven't really had one in
Villa.
fairness,
He used to always dive about.
I can't really recall a player that used to just simulate all the time like that.
I can't. Perez probably.
Oh no, he just throws himself to the
But he's
floor
probably the most recent one that's
hope.
weak as piss. That goes down like that.
He exaggerates. I don't think he actually takes a dive. I think there is contact that he just simulates it to be he's getting hit off Tyson.
The slightest contact,
Yeah.
I can't think of someone that was
an actual diver, because there was a dive.
I'm trying to think of the last. We did get a penalty last season of someone. Was it not Sissoko against Spurs in the last game of the season? Did he not dive?
Did Kabay not do it a couple
No,
of times?
it was Sissoko. The last time something like that was Sissoko against Spurs.
Oh yes,
He's
it
in
was.
the box. He just hid himself on the deck.
He did. That's right. Yeah, but again, we didn't care at the time. Did we? It's one of them where it's alright when it's for you, but it's against you.
Never liked him.
Never
liked him.
You know, like Sissoko.
Boys,
I like his first game.
When Chelsea,
One
wasn't it?
second. I was at his first Villa away. He was class.
Villa away. I was there as well.
And then Chelsea at home. Pretty hell.
Unbelievable.
I thought we were the best player in the world. Yeah.
Ashley Cole just left nowhere, wasn't he?
He was in that one game he used to play.
Yeah. Chelsea every year. That was it. I don't want to talk about him.
Yeah. Let's move on. Batters, Swansea. It was class.
Couldn't have asked for anything more.
Nice surprise, to be fair.
It was. Well, it sounds silly to say this, but when Rafa wasn't going to be there, I was thinking, it's silly to say because he's worked with them all week.
Well, all the talk was he was going to get there. Well, he hadn't done much work at all, was he? He'd been in hospital.
It's going to be difficult without him being there and blah, 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 but I was totally wrong. The organisation, the commitment of all of them was just brilliant, brilliant.
It's a very strange setup though, because Paco was doing the media stuff, and what's that fella called?
The dugout. Well, he's always the one that's in the technical area.
He was doing the instructions in the technical area.
But even when we're at home, he's
apparently
the one that's out there.
It's a language thing, apparently.
Well, it seems to me every time they've got a set piece, the other team's got a set piece or whatever, he's up him straight away, clipboard out. Mark him. When we're on the attack, he says doing. So I think he must be taking care of the defence a bit more. I reckon Paco was on the phone to Rafa getting messages from.
Well, did you not see even
passing them through?
Even what's his score? I think his name. It's not Miguel.
Oh, he must have popped the hernia again when Lascelles. I did. I mean,
Sky Sports missed a trick by not putting a camera in Rafa's
gaff.
room there.
Rafa's gaff.
Imagine it, man. That would have been amazing.
But they all had earpieces in.
Yeah,
Paco and I'm sure it's called Miguel.
He's called Anita, isn't he?
Sad.
Some Anita, isn't he? The one with glasses. It's Anita, right? Yeah. Because I thought, I've got two Anitas, one's black and white. That was
racist.
At the time, God, I've done that again.
One's big and one's small.
That's better, yes. But
one's Dutch, one's Spanish.
I think apparently Pat was on the phone, then obviously radioing down to him saying, Murphy's having a shock, Rafa says get him off, type of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but you must have been watching Perez.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Must have went for a piss when he kept on saying Perez.
Well, he loves
best
him.
mate though, isn't he?
It's his son.
And the header, Lascelles' header, man, it was just unstoppable.
Effortless.
How high?
See how high he got off the ground? That was like Ronaldo.
Well, for me, that's the downfall of zonal marking from set pieces.
He just walked in
letting him get a run on you. We've got no chance of him getting a run on you.
The problem was because when you've seen the shot from behind the goal, they had the first line on the edge of the 6-yard box was great, perfect, straight, nice lined up, good position. But then the blockers, there was only 3 of them to 4 of our players.
Yeah.
So you can guarantee straight away one of them was going to get free.
Yeah.
And Lascelles was clever. He went in behind and then he came back in front and just got in just perfect space. It was a cracking delivery as well from the corner.
I thought a lot. I could be wrong, but I can't remember going short very often from corners, and a lot of the ones Richie was putting in were in the danger zone often. There was a lot of them were quite close, and much better delivery on set pieces. And I love to see centre half score because I think it's important, like, because I said it and I'll say it again. I don't think we'll get enough goals, but
Yeah, we don't,
if you can get a few, you sent out Clark or ourselves chipping in here and there, and you know.
Well, they did. They scored a lot of goals last season as
well,
didn't they?
I remember last season I was saying Clark always looks dangerous.
Especially,
Always looks dangerous when you're going up for a set piece.
Really pleasing to see them score. Like,
Well, Lascelles' last Premier League goal was against them as well. That was one of the stats
it?
stat that came up.
funny enough.
Overall, good day at the office for Newcastle.
Brilliant. Yeah, really.
Couldn't
Really
ask
pleased.
anymore. Really couldn't. Excellent.
I think we covered that.
Yeah,
Swansea.
Now on to the next one.
Stoke coming up.
Stoke on Saturday.
Good say.
Only home game of this month.
That's right.
I won in September, wasn't it?
Yeah.
One in September. What we're thinking.
Get beat.
Go on, both of you, please say.
I actually think we will. I think we will 2-1. I do. I hate to say that. With 2 on the bounce, I should be more positive, and I just think these are a good side. I really do.
I'm just hoping both of you are saying this.
My night couldn't be them. My night couldn't be.
These are like Paul Merson.
Again, they've always been an organised, strong, solid team. And that I'm saying before about Swansea allowing us to play. I don't think Stoke will give us that luxury of the time and space in midfield. I think it'll be a totally different game. Much more, we'll have to break them down. To be fair, they're a lot like how we played, where they're solid, and then they'll hit you on the breakthrough. Some good, because Shaqiri is a good player.
They've got that Yessi, who's they've signed on. He's very good. The lad scored 2 against Man United. He's hit the ground running, that striker. They've got a good side, there's no doubt about it. But you could say the same in West Ham. Oh, they've signed Hernandez, they've got all these players and we'll beat them.
That's a brand new team getting put together.
Maybe, but
you look at Swansea, like Sanchez.
Sanchez, you've got Abraham. So I suppose no matter what team you're going to come against, you're going to say, oh, they've signed him and they've signed
Especially
him.
this early in the season,
you know what I mean? Something Perez said today in the paper, I don't know if he sent the paper online or whatever, but...
Was it him or his brother?
I think it was Perez. He said
who cuts his hair?
He said that everyone seems to have forgot about the players that are here and they feel that they've got a point to prove, which I hope that is the atmosphere that they've got, because a lot of people were pissed off with this, and I really hope that the lads in the dressing room were thinking, you know what it is, like everyone else thinks we're shit basically, so we're going to show them.
Yeah, good point.
Swansea obviously was that type of performance.
Good point.
So committed against Swansea, it was great.
Well, again, I mean, when we're briefly going back to Swansea, when we scored, all the players were in there together again celebrating, and then at the end,
loved it.
It's good to see, isn't it? It's good to see.
So they were over the moon. That was
the 3 keys.
It was a tough
Clark
battle.
and Lascelles were hugging each other. You could see how much it meant. That clean sheet. Yeah, brilliant.
The thing is, like, a lot of times you'll see a player run off and celebrate, and one or two players run off them. It seems like when we score a goal at the minute, it's the full team celebrating. They're all trying to get in there, celebrate with each other in there.
Well, Jesus was loving it. He was getting mental.
He was. I think that's
Joslu was as well. Joslu went and grabbed a.
We'll have to remember that when we do get, because there's going to be a time where we are going to get.
100%. We'll go for a shit patch.
And we'll have to remember that. I think there is a real close knit there with them. I think that they really are. And they're a young side in fairness. They're a young team, and there's going to be the odd game where we may get ripped apart.
Jesus bumps it up a bit, like.
Aye, a bit.
He's the only one that's like.
We're a young side.
What Richie's probably the next.
Look at what's in the midfield, man. I said this against West Ham before. West Ham. He's one of the older ones. But you look at we're captains only 22 or something. We're 2 centre midfielders. You got Hayden and Merino, haven't really played in the Premier League. They're young as out, and we're asking them to control the midfield. They've done it 2 games now. They've done it against West Ham and they've done it against Swansea, which is amazing. Of course,
all our players are probably Gill, Jesus, and Elliot and Richie,
and perhaps Shelby. And in regards to if you think of experience, you know what I mean?
Yeah, experience wise,
because Richie.
Ghost.
Thought he was coming in.
It's a ghost of Bobby.
I was surprised Shelby didn't get on for a bit, like.
I wasn't.
Obviously playing against his old team.
I was surprised, but I was glad that he didn't, because I think I'm hoping that sends. I hope it sends a message to them that they ain't fuck on. Like, I hope that's the case anyway. I hope that he's learned from it. He played in the under-23s in the last night. He played quite well.
I tried to score from his own half.
He loves that, doesn't he? For me, I would
got it in him.
I would drop Perez, me personally, and I'd play Hayden, Merino and Shelby, and let one of them license to go forward, probably Merino.
Well, I'd push Merino on.
I think that would just be lovely. Really
or do what we've said a few times.
But if you push Merino on,
get somebody in behind Hoslu. Get Gale in and around Hoslu.
Oh, what do you mean by push Merino on? Like, where you're thinking about?
I'm not saying play him
number 10.
Just give him license to go if he wants to go.
Like a free range type thing.
Well, it's a bit like that.
Say if you play him at number 10, you lose interception.
Because Clemens was talking about before the game is that they were going to have a midfield diamond, and you can almost, I don't know whether we would have more of a
Sanchez would head of the diamond,
pentagon and have obviously your two bottoms, your two wide, and then have Merino. Not in a number 10, but certainly probably an
He's got like a free role in midfield, basically.
Yeah.
I think you play Hayden
central attacking midfielder if he were on FIFA.
Hayden literally goes nowhere except protect.
Yeah.
And you play Shelby Merino just in front of them, and either or them go when they feel it's right to go.
I think he'd put. I'd personally have Hayden and Shelby where they are playing in front of the back two, and then stick Merino in. Not in that number 10, just
as a floater type thing.
Because you don't want to lose what he's brought. Because if you played him number 10, you'd lose what he's been given with.
He creates so many opportunities out of nothing.
Oh, it's unbelievable, man.
The amount of times he was playing little, 1 and 2 passes on the edge of their boxes and stuff like that. Because he got it into the box a couple of times from what I remember as well.
He's composure and almost how like sort of relaxed and easy makes everything look like. There's other players that'll try and play a 10-yard ball and they make hard work of it. He just effortless in it.
But again, will he get that time against Stoke at the weekend?
Well, I don't know. I just think sometimes when you're a good player, you get time.
Yep.
If you're a good player, it doesn't matter who you play.
Time,
you do. If you're a good player, it doesn't matter who you play against.
I think
hopefully that's the case.
Because he's obviously he's had a little bit of a spotlight in the last couple of games through his performances, and whether or
he
not
must be so chuffed.
Hughes will see that and they'll just probably sit somebody on and just give him a couple of little kicks.
I tell you
see
what,
how he reacts.
Who I thought was really good against Swansea but didn't get any praise was Richie. I thought Richie's work rate was unreal. And I know you always get that from him, but he was good on Sunday. Like he was really good, really good. And he was getting the ball in early. I mean, Yossolu's header was from Richie, literally taking one touch and just getting it in.
Screaming for God knows how many seasons now. This early ball from the wings.
Yeah, he didn't even look up. He just took a touch and thought, right, I know where the box is. Let's get it in. And then when he scored from it, then
but his delivery was different class. Sometimes it's a bit hit and miss, but
it was much better.
Everything was just.
I think Richie's that player which I want to see deliver the ball early, and I think Atsu is the opposite. I would like to see Atsu get into the box and just keep going in the box, because he seems like the type of player that'll get on the edge of the box, like
but we've
as
seen
if it's
Richie
going out for a goal kick,
then
well, just square it to someone up, tap it in the goal.
Atsu had 2 unbelievable chances with minutes remaining when we won the ball back.
There was one of Perez,
one of Perez and one of Gale.
Yeah, there was one I actually thought just drive on a bit longer, but he just got so frustrated.
I think the Sky cameras went to him after one of them, and Perez was saying something and he was saying, I didn't see it. Like,
he got 2. There was 2 where he could have just passed it in the space of maybe 40-50 seconds.
Because he messed it up the first time and he got it straight back. This time and he lost it again. I was like, oh.
Did Perez done that last season? I can't remember what game it was, but Perez made 2 exactly the same mistakes.
Before when he was clear through on goal, 1-on-1 with the keeper both times, and instead of squaring it, he took shot twice.
That's probably when you win in a game. A player just probably sees it go and thinks, I'm going that direction.
And that's another thing where that's probably why he plays for us, because he's been at Chelsea, but he doesn't have. I like Atsu, don't get us wrong. I'm just saying he doesn't have that next level,
that edge.
Because if he had that, if that was Silva or someone really, it would have been a goal. Or certainly would have been a chance, whereas Atsu lost it. But it is what it is. I thought the bench looked a lot stronger as well. I remember I seen the team sheet and I was, Murphy's on, but then when I looked at the bench, I thought, God, I've got some options here.
Well, again, Lejeune had came back from injury.
I think Yedlin was on.
Shelby was on. We've got a lot of impact players on that bench.
I think so. I do.
So if the team's tiring, I think we've got the players there.
That's what I would say Murphy has, though.
Impact.
And you can argue for the same for Atsu, because he has been used as an impact player, but I think he gives you more consistency.
Yeah, definitely.
I tend to agree with that. I would be happy I seen Atsu start.
Do you know when last week you were talking about the voting thing and you were saying that it seemed edged towards Merino on their Twitter? Who got that?
The man of the player of the month.
I don't know.
It's still not been.
I've seen it.
It has to be Merino now. I would imagine it being Merino. I know we've got into September.
Yeah, it's after that.
Was that for
August?
August?
It'll have closed now, won't it?
I don't know. No idea. I
thought it was for August, so I was just wondering. That was just not important. I just wanted to August.
No idea.
Have a look.
I'll be Merino.
Because I thought Atsu if it was in August, but that's right.
I think.
So what were predictions for the Stoke game then?
Should have been Atsu.
1-2.
Who thinks Stoke's going to win it?
2-1.
I'm going to say a draw.
Ones each. I think we're going to shock a few people. I think we're going to win 3-1.
Did I not say it was going to be a draw last week?
No, you said you lost. I said draw.
Hey, go off. We're going to win 3 on 3.
I'm going to say 3-1. 3-1 on Saturday.
It'll be immense.
Pints if we do.
I'm staying out. Birthday night out. I haven't told anyone yet. Like.
Well, I was going to say, because I'm already going to a birthday party on Saturday.
Yeah, you're not
British,
anymore.
I think.
You're not anymore. Where's the birthday party?
You meant to have, like...
Remember the last birthday party you went to? We just came with you.
That was a good night, that was.
We just came across to someone's party.
Well, you get the pints in there, man.
To be fair, if it wasn't for us going, there'd be no piss. No one at that bloody party, would there? It was a good night,
I've got a fiver.
You're not going to get
I
much of a
think
fiver,
can I get
like.
2 pints?
£6.50 for 2 pints.
Oh, well, 150, there you go.
Get me one as well.
Kwas for me, my friend.
Same, please.
It's a nice pint, like in here, like I must admit.
I've only got 20.
We're at Morgan's, by the way, so
Yeah.
you should come and got
Welcome
some
to
lovely cocktails in here.
Morgan's Tavern, South Shields.
Yeah.
Morgan's Tavern?
Morgan's Tavern, it's called, isn't it?
No, has it ever been called Morgan's Tavern? It's called
Morgan's
Morgan's Public
Tavern.
House.
Yes, please.
Morgan's Tavern.
You want, mate? That's correct.
This brief interlude was brought to you by Alcoholic Beverages.
Sponsored by Paul Merson.
Yeah. Let's see if Adam actually
Let's
watches
just
this
say
or
it, man.
listens to
Let's
it.
see if he like actually
Adam,
edits his video.
You are a nonce.
Wow!
Let's
He's
see
not
if,
at this
let's
point.
see if he actually notices
Oh,
this.
he probably won't. He probably skips this
won't.
bit.
Of
He
course
probably
he
thinks
does,
I was just talking
Don't
shit.
if he doesn't notice it, please don't spoil it by telling them that we've said this.
Mm-hmm.
Just leave it in. Don't spoil it on Twitter or make comments.
When he comes back, pretend it didn't happen.
But right. 3-1, I'm good. I think we're going to shock a lot of people. I think it'll be quite dominant performance by
I was
one
meant to be
Saturday.
looking if who won man of the match. Was
It
there?
doesn't
Wasn't
really matter.
Totally forgot.
Um,
Anyway, what we do now? Questions?
Yeah, amazing.
questions, if you go on the podcast thing, I've liked them all.
Ah, no, but I was looking at something else. Never mind.
Oh, we should have been
Right.
printing these off, like, but let's go.
Oh, that's quite. Rob Fish. Should we drop Perez for Shelby in the number 10 role, or go with a 4-4-2 with
That was good
Oxley
timing.
and Gale?
It was a wild plan there.
Rob Fish.
Rob?
Well done.
You know your stuff.
I think we've just had a good little debate over that.
Rob?
Rob, yes, see for you, yeah, Rob.
Hey, man.
Just
Hi, Rob.
bring a mic with you. No,
What if he doesn't know anybody called Mike?
very true. Hey, that was good, that.
Better not be Ashley.
No, I think...
Well, his mate, yeah.
well, we've kind of discussed it, haven't we? I wouldn't go 4-4-2, to be honest with you. I just think that we need that protection in midfield, especially against any team in Premier League. They're all good, but I would love to see Shelby come back in for Perez and maybe do what we've said with Merino. Perhaps maybe get him moving forward a bit more.
Do you think if Shelby came in, they would have too many players as that are naturally centre midfield players?
No, I don't. I think if you had a left-footed ball and a right-footed ball in the middle, I just think that both of them could see passes that.
So we're starting like a diamond type thing.
I just think it would be lovely. I really do. When Hayden just hitting everyone that comes near him, literally just everyone that comes near him just hitting. Because he loves that. He welcomed Sanchez well in the first few minutes.
Yeah,
Oh God,
he was shite the one he sent.
he was very poor. He was, but again, it might be a scenario.
I'm so glad he was shite though.
Zero assists.
Oh, just
Zero.
nothing.
Well, he
shite,
did.
he
He
was
had
shite.
one outstanding statistic.
Which was?
Oh,
He lost possession 23 times.
Wow, he didn't.
didn't he kick
23 times.
23 times.
The same number what was on show last year. 23 times.
Oh, who plays number 23 now?
Marino?
Oh,
Was it Marino that took it off him 23 times?
no, it probably was. Didn't Sanchez kick Yoslu in the balls?
well remembered.
He did a dick kick.
Red card, like. No,
Notice,
that was a dick.
notice nobody picked up on that in the media. Did they?
That was
ball was
brilliant.
I do not care what anyone says. That
Yoslu
was
was going for
deliberate.
the ball and he kicked him in the ball. I've got no idea what he's
Yeah.
saying there.
But it wasn't even mentioned.
Of course it
Picked
wasn't.
up or anything.
Of course it
He
wasn't.
nearly swallowed his balls like.
If that had been Mitrovic or Shelby, he'd be in court now.
How did we forget about that?
I didn't.
I've got no idea.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, later after we've discussed the game.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. That like.
Oh, mental, man. Mental. But again, as you say, it doesn't matter because it's them and it's against us. They didn't care, man.
But once again, we're going back to the Sky thing, and if it had been one of our players, it would have got highlighted.
100%.
There would have been about 4 different camera angles looking at it.
100%. I don't get.
Would have probably went for a medical of the player afterwards to see where his balls were.
Oh, changing the subject a little bit, but this was hilarious as well. After the game, when they were talking about Lascelles and Lascelles, and Redknapp couldn't say Lascelles.
Any words?
He couldn't say the word Lascelles, so he kept
Redknapp there?
It was Jimmy Redknapp, and he kept.
Jamie, I thought he took a
No,
prick.
he kept so like the clearance off the line. He went, "That was really good from Lascelles or something," and then it showed you the hand. He went, "Oh, Lascelles was really good there." And then Podgy went, "It's Lascelles, Jimmy." It was just so.
Oh, did Pordio actually correct
He
him?
just corrected, "It's Lascelles," and then it like cut back to in the studio.
Well, is it? Do we know for sure? Has he actually came out and said what his name is?
Ah, it's definitely the
His
Cells.
mum
You know,
follows
everybody
on Twitter, so
thought
ask
it was
her.
Rolando Aarons.
Oh, Aarons.
Big fan of your shoulder tattoo though.
That was quality. That.
Did you ever see that?
Have you seen he's got? He's got
shoulder
a.
tattoo.
Has he?
Oh,
Who was?
amazing.
Who's
The
got
cells.
It's on here on the back of
Cells.
his arm.
It's shoulder.
It's not
Tattoo with
shoulder.
shoulder.
It's shoulder.
I swear to God.
It's shoulder.
It's his.
not, man.
No, it's his granddad, isn't
No,
it?
it's
But
his dad. No, it's his dad.
His dad.
It's his dad.
But it's the
That's a Dr.
absolute
Dre.
spitting double of Shola.
Oh no.
But he's what
yeah,
on
well,
earth we're going on, yeah? Do you think it's a birthday,
Who were those off?
Off the bar, mate.
Katie? Oh. Thanks, Katie. Katie is the owner and
that going to be
manageress
birthday?
of Morgan's. What is it? Appetizer.
Aniseed, I think.
Ah,
Aniseed or
smells
Sambuca
nice,
or something.
Oh, it smells,
Dirty
smells
guy.
nice from here. Like. I love aniseed and that. Like.
So, Daryl Thompson
Yep.
asks a question: is Chris really as old as he looks?
Well, 39 is not bad, mate. I can't believe he's
No,
younger
he's actually
than me.
he's
I can't believe
actually
it.
he's actually younger than he looks.
Is that because I'm bald?
Just because
No, you
look very
older
old.
than 30.
I had a hard PR around,
You
like.
did.
You look older
I
than
can
30.
tell.
I used to learn my papers, yeah. This is how I know the people in this pub.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I started going out with his daughter afterwards, like, but
Yeah. Let's not mention
That's a
that.
lie.
she turned into a lesbian.
Well,
Cheers,
said
mate.
about that, the better. Another Daryl.
Murphy.
Not this one is Mitchell Hill.
Sorry, mate.
Daryl Mitchell Hill. Do we now have the makings of a team that actually cares about wearing the shirt? The performance versus West Ham and Swansea suggests so.
I'll just have you wallet open there. There's people using me fucking card.
I definitely think so. I think even if you look back at last year, there was a few results, especially away from home, where like Wolves away always stands in mind, or Derby away. There's a few where like they've really had to be committed and get and as he's rightly said, the last two games have proved that as well. And I just hope that we remember things like this when we do get home. We're gonna get beat sooner or later, badly as well.
Yeah.
And we'll have to remember that. Listen, like these lads do care, and I honestly believe they do. And it's just we'll have to stick with them.
Let's think about it though. Like
Cheers, Alan.
logically, like this is basically the same team with a couple of additions of what was there last season, and every single player last season cared. So why would we go from thinking that they don't?
I agree, but defeats do that for some reason. When we start getting beat a few people, he doesn't even care. There's no morale.
No,
There clearly is with this team. No shadow of a doubt.
as a team right now, as in like spirit wise,
I
happy
think
wise.
the point was the first couple of games they did. First couple of games.
No.
They did seem to be. There did seem to be a bit of a downer on that, and it probably was to do with the press.
Well,
Flip of the tongue.
I thought against Spurs, I thought they were fine. I thought they were fine against Spurs. Huddersfield, Huddersfield was a bit. It was a crap game.
Yeah,
it was either's team to have that game really.
We had the chances in that game.
Oh, we did.
We were the ones
did.
with the chances.
And I think I said at the time after that Huddersfield game, if we had won that game 1-0, I don't think anyone would have been really complaining because you've won the game.
Yeah.
Because we lost it, all of a sudden the world's caved in. Not that's as soon as coming. Sorry.
You got next one?
Jimmy Daryl also says happy birthday to you, by the way.
Thank you, Daryl.
Jimmy Amiobi.
Jimmy Amiobi?
Not sure that's
Which
his
colour
real
is he?
name. Well, he's the wrong colour for a start. Racist.
Get in there.
Who is the most dreamy NUFC player ever?
That's a new one. I didn't see that. Ever?
Ever.
Ginola, it's got to be Ginola,
He
isn't
was
it?
amazing. Look, I'd lick him.
Or Beardsley.
Goodbye.
You'd lick him.
Oh, 100%. You ever seen that picture on the Google?
On the Google.
On
Google.
Google.com.
The Tintin.
I've been on that Google.com.
On the Google.
I'm so glad I got it in before you. He's absolutely rinsed us. Anyway, he's got his top off and Shiva's standing behind him. He's got his top off Ginola and Shiva's behind him like waiting.
Is that the one where he's...
And he's just in training. He's got his top off though, and Shiva's behind him with his like Newcastle like training gear on. He looks unreal. I'm married to a woman, by the way, but he looks unbelievable. Absolutely amazing. Definitely like him. So anyway, on to Dreamy.
Definitely Kabali for me.
Emma.
Kabay was just nice.
I'm going to go for Beardsley.
Dreamy, not the greatest player.
I thought you said drooly.
Oh, he's definitely dribbly.
Who else was it? There was no one else, was there?
Good looking.
Kitspire.
John Beresford was good looking.
Beresford.
Beresford.
He was at Backstreet
He's always a
Boys.
ladies man.
I'm going for Shola.
Ezekiel Barton.
Surely.
Mark Hottiger.
Hot Tiger. He had a lovely little perm, didn't he?
He did. But it's got to be Gino Lannis, yeah.
Yeah, hands down.
I took him in with my last like neighbour.
Hands down. Down where?
Hands down. I didn't ask a licky out here.
Next one. I would, 100%.
There's also Josh wants to know, can we get a Toyota flag yet? But we'll just skip past that one. Don't mention flags on his
Is that the
birthday.
sound of police?
Flags anymore.
I'm not allowed to talk about flags.
Whoop whoop. It's a sound of the police.
Controversial one.
Here we go.
Oh, Jimmy's, by the way, was Merino.
He thinks Marino's not.
But he's thinking of
he's
football-wise,
just-
but he's
yeah.
thinking of just like size of the dicks.
Oh.
Loving crayons! Yeah, what'd you dick?
Pete. Petter, his name.
Nice bloke.
Oh, so you think he means dreamy in terms of actual playability, you think?
I don't know. I think we just all went gay.
That's that rainbow flag?
Exactly.
Sorry, Jimmy.
Who's touched it?
We've caught the gay.
Who's touched it?
Dear me, it had to happen, didn't it, after they brought that flag into the ground.
We've all got the gear now.
Never mind. Alex asks, in your opinion, do you have to be a Geordie to be a true NUFC fan?
No.
He's shite.
You can be a fan from anywhere you like. You can live anywhere in the world. You could live on fucking Mars for all I care. There's no... This pisses me off because there is a lot of fans that believe you've got to be from Newcastle to be a Newcastle fan.
Well, none of us are from Newcastle.
Yeah, but we're from the area, if you know what I mean. Isn't it? You're supposed to go by the...
No, that's that
the river that you're closest to.
Being,
It's supposed to be the river you're closest to, isn't it?
if you're not born within the sound of bloody the cathedral bells in...
Sod
or
that,
something like that.
Sod that, like. But...
Oh, Adam, man, come on. We're trying to run a professional podcast here.
You're on your phone over there watching porn? But
Steakandcheese.com.
Well, it's a funny one because Manchester fans, like,
all
get the piss exactly. They get the piss taken out of them for, like, they're not even from Manchester. That
Yes.
type of joke. Oh,
But do you think it's because the majority of fans in the stadium for us are local fans?
Yeah.
That's really the difference.
Oh,
Our club right now isn't a tourist club.
Oh,
And there
no,
is a
no,
lot of
it's
them.
No, you do. I
I've still
would.
got a few. Like,
You do get a lot,
Yeah,
obviously, with
loads of
we're,
asset, loads of Polish and Chinese, loads of
yeah,
Polish.
all the
But
Chinese
you'll go
students
to the
that
likes
we
of Old Trafford, Stafford Bridge, you'll probably see them a hell of a lot
Yeah.
more than what
Oh,
you
I
will.
agree.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you were saying that it doesn't matter where you're from, if you support, you support.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's
Well-
probably someone in Taiwan's got his entire house painted black and white, and he's got, like,
Well, just look at
solar dogs and
your
that,
supporter.
you know,
You've
he
got.
loves them.
Well,
As much
as
I do.
there's a kid in Ireland, it was last year, I think, the beginning of last season, he had his shed
Aye.
holding out with Newcastle merchandise and stuff.
He's
Do you
still
see
got
that?
he's always doing a
Is he?
pre-game and stuff like that. He goes
Who's
around
that?
his shed, Toon Shed Island or something like
Is
that.
that what he's called?
Something like that.
Where's
aye.
he from, like?
Ireland? Somewhere in
Oh,
Ireland?
right,
He's
right.
Irish.
So you see, like the point I'm making is,
But
what
we've
you
got-
just said, it doesn't matter if you're not from Newcastle.
No,
you
no.
love
Look
them
how many
Newcastle.
worldwide fan clubs we've got. We've got Indonesian
Yes.
mags. We've got there's
I love that, mate.
umpteen million bloody American.
What I do
groups.
like as a group doing the podcast is that we'll all go to the games. Like maybe not away games. We don't go every away games. Like we'll admit that. Home games we're always there for home where you and all.
Well, unless I'm on holiday.
Aye. But we're always there for the games, and that's what I like about this because I think you can watch a game on the telly. It's not the same as watching it in the ground because you see a lot more what happens.
Yeah.
But that's not saying someone that hasn't gone to the game isn't a.
You
Doesn't make us
can be
a better
just
fan
as
than them at
just
all.
as passionate about supporting, a club whether you live a million miles away or you live on the doorstep. If you
like
still
you
live
say,
and
the
breathe
amount
it,
of fan groups we've got. I've had like when the website was still live. Like I done a series on fan groups across the world. We've got them in Malaysia.
yeah.
Like there was a massive one
Indonesia,
in Thailand.
there's
Massive
loads
one
in
Thailand.
India.
It's funny because
America,
they're shite now,
loads.
man. We're
I know,
shite.
I know.
I don't know why they like that, but it's mint.
But
though.
if you
I do
think
love it.
go
I do
back,
love it.
well, God, what's 20?
That's probably
20
where it
years now
started.
when
It
we-
started
when we
20
were
years ago,
good.
didn't it?
Aye, fair comment. Fair comment.
Well, even before, back in
There's
the
loads
early and
loads in
mid-90s.
America. Like there's loads that you've got NUFC Chicago, like New York. You've got loads of them. Like where they've all got their own Twitter
Yeah, yeah,
accounts. They're all like got a central hub. NUFC America.
well, just look
or-
every home game. If we go into 9 before or after the game to always go in for our last pint before we go in.
Yeah.
Look how many Scandinavians are outside.
Yeah.
You come across on the ferry from Norway, Sweden. Got a load of Dutch.
Fjords.
Look at all that big group of Dutch fans that's there every week.
Aye.
So
I don't think people from the outside in realise how much Newcastle United are followed across the world.
I don't think they do.
Well, just look at the podcast hits that we get.
Yeah, all over.
We even get
It's-
Vatican City.
Yeah.
We've got one listener in Vatican City.
It's been our... You coming on the pitch here?
It could actually be the Pope.
I would... To be fair, like, when we do look at the stats from the podcast... I was still going to fucking dig this. When we look at the stats from the podcast and where it has been downloaded, it covers the majority of the world, like, country-wise. Africa, like, most places in Africa it's been watched. Or listened to, or whatever.
It probably is a lot of expats and stuff like that.
Yes. There's a lot of people on holiday and stuff
get
listening,
there,
like in like Europe and that. You would imagine that, but like places like Russia and that, we've had hits in Russia and loads in America.
So
and
what if
Canada.
we take the podcast on tour and like go away and like do a podcast?
Just get
and,
free
like,
holidays.
Russia, drinking vodka. Alright.
I'm willing to do that. Like,
I'll do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. And then we'll tweet them and then we can get them to come down and join in, and we might not understand what they're saying, but you know.
Well, I think our next trip's going to be a Liverpool. Shall we do a Liverpool one? Because you met with the Liverpool.
Yeah. I think we are
I love
going to do.
Liverpool,
We are going to
so,
do something with the Anfield wrap, aren't we?
When we're playing Liverpool away,
We do well. No, we'll
play
play
them
them
at
in a
home
couple
first,
of weeks, don't we?
Aye, we'll play at home. Shall we just do it till we go there? Away. We'll actually
Alright.
go to the game.
Sounds good to me.
Our next home game.
I haven't
been invited yet, like,
next
but-
away game we're
So if
doing
you're
is
listening-
Burnley.
We're coming down.
So I think we should do Liverpool.
I'll give Paul a shout. Well, actually, Paul,
Paul was in my DMs thinking I was you.
did he slide in, slip in your DMs?
Slipping in my DMs, aye. He's filthy. Guy slipped me in my DMs thinking he was talking to you. But
But no, we always.
You're not talking, Mark.
We've actually got quite a few Liverpool friends, haven't we? So we normally get 4 that come up.
Philippe, where's Philippe?
Philippe.
I miss
Oh,
Philippe.
Antelek. Yeah, we haven't
Aye.
signed any Belgian players.
Apparently, it was a while ago, but Philippe was going through a bit of a tough time. So you'll never see anything from his Twitter account anymore. He just disappeared.
It's a shame.
I know, he's a good lad. He was our first...
Bit like NUFCfans.com. Never see anything from
you
them
do.
anymore.
When I first saw them on Twitter, them were
Must
the
have me
ones, like,
blocked them.
No, NUFC fans were bought out
they
by...
were bought out, weren't they?
They were bought out. It's not Umar anymore.
Umar sold them.
Aye. Umar got a birthday cake.
Who from?
His mum.
Did Susie Waller not buy you a
Did
birthday
you
cake?
shite?
Do you not have one
Susie.
today, like, at all?
Nah, I haven't even had any candles.
I feel terrible.
Did you
buying
not have a
magnums
pudding
now.
when you went out for your tea?
Nah.
You had some cocktails though.
I had some cocktails, aye. I don't know why I stopped between
Tails.
cocktails.
It's good at least,
I had a
man.
few cocktails. I haven't had a cake. It's my birthday. I haven't even had a cake.
Oh well, we'll take you to Greg's and get you a custard
It's
slice
shut now, man.
or a peach
I'll have
melba.
to go to the airport to get a Greg's.
Let's go and just eat that cake away there, are we? The
Cakeaway.com.
lad, we're watching NFL and he, well, I'd like, honestly, what I say,
There must be
pizza's
some
never get
kebab or
priced.
pizza shop up there sells
Oh, yeah?
slices of cakes.
And my mate went, oh, do you want to get that
Oh,
cake
there's
away?
24 bloody hours
It's one that's been
Sainsbury's.
slated, doesn't
And
it?
he
It gets slated, doesn't
turned
it?
up, it was like, yeah, about 8 milkshakes, bags of sweets, cakes, Oreo cakes, a lot. I was like, what's this, man? Like, not needed this, like. And but the milkshake was lovely, like. It was lovely. Chocolate
It doesn't
mochi or
fucking
something.
matter what you got on Sunday. It's my birthday. I haven't had a cake.
We'll get to Sainsbury's round the corner.
Aye, we'll get you one. Next question.
Get you a muffin.
You got another one?
I think I've done them all.
Really?
That's what she said. Nah, there must be more.
You were swiping quite quick, like.
It's like he was on Tinder.
Aye. Oh, what do you think of the shirt he's sponsor?
Doesn't bother us.
Doesn't bother me either.
More money coming in the club, I couldn't give a shit.
We're not spending it, but yeah, fair enough.
Aye, true. More money for Ashley.
More money for more wallpaper.
Now, know what I
Sorry, I
love?
apologise.
Know what I love about this, right? Like,
I should apologise.
we'll get like a
He's a prick.
we'll get the sponsor on the sleeve, and someone goes, "Would look better in black." I went, "It's not the fucking logo though."
Loads
It's
of
like, would look better if they didn't have the red. That's the logo,
Someone
mate.
put that on saying like, where's like quotations? Where's my shirt sponsor? The sleeve sponsor. Gets a shirt sponsor.
Oh shit!
Goes off his
shit. Aye. Yeah, we're missing out like 2 million a year because we haven't got a sleeve
Yeah,
sponsor.
honestly.
And now it's a sleeve sponsor. Shit, I don't want
Honestly,
it.
I didn't want it. Why have we got that?
It does me head in. Like
Yeah, it does
it's,
mine as well.
it's such a stupid thing to say by saying it would look better in black. Well, maybe it would, but the whole point in the sponsor is so it stands
But
out.
mind you though, how sexy is that black strip?
Oh, it's lush
The
like.
cells
sold
look
out.
gorgeous now,
Can I
isn't they?
buy
It's
it?
sold out.
Sold out.
What's
Is
sold
it?
out?
The
I went in the
Sold
day
out.
actually, and it was.
Is it?
Aye, there was just the kids ones like.
But the 125th year, right? This is a massive opportunity. I think the club's missed out on completely. The members pack, everyone's put theirs on eBay. If you look on eBay, it's full of members packs. Like the 120. You got yours yet?
I haven't actually, no.
Oh, you not?
No, well,
you got yours.
I got your members.
No, still haven't got it.
Oh, mine, like
It's not much like.
Well, it is what it is. I mean, they
The
didn't have
thought's
to do
there,
that.
the thought's
They
there.
didn't have to do anything, but they were probably getting rang of that and doing that. Now
Yes,
they do,
yes,
so when the people on eBay.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. But I think
The training gear should have had the badge on, and all the coach should have had that badge. All the training gear and all the coach and
All
everything,
badge.
it's got just the ordinary badge.
well,
What's that about?
I said like a lot of times when you get like a monumental year like where we've got 125th, they'll do a couple of kits in the normal crest, and the third kit will be in like an old school like crest.
Right. Aye.
And I think if Newcastle United had done that, we'd
I
see
see what
our
you mean.
third kit instead of the blue one, would have done like it was like a flashback to an old school kit.
Yeah.
And put an old school badge on
Badge
it.
on, yeah. No, I
That
think
would
I'm
have
right.
sold like ridiculous amounts.
Yeah.
Was it Liverpool that done it where it was just the not the
Liver
full badge but just Liver Bird on it?
I remember when Man
If
United.
we had just done that with a magpie, it would have fucking sold off the shelves.
Well, we did do that.
We
with
did,
one
aye,
of
and
those
the-
shirts,
and
and
the
that
club said-
didn't go down very well, did it?
Because apparently the club reckoned they won the copyright for magpie.
Aye, apparently so.
They went on like a geek cull, started shooting them in the streets and that. You're not allowed to have magpies. Well, Notts County the first magpies anyway. It would have been.
Don't know.
No, but I agree. They could have done something a bit better on that one. I mean, if you look at the Man United's third kit, that was fan designed, and they've got like the statue they've got outside the ground of George Best and Charlton and that. They've got that like on the strip, if you like at the bottom. It's like
A silhouette type thing.
that's a great idea.
Did we not have a shirt like that once where it had the silhouette in
Yeah,
there?
well,
Well, it was the goalkeeper
silhouette
one,
shirts.
the sunset one, with the Tyne Bridge was the greatest one ever.
And the one I
Pants
found in the charity shop a few years ago from the Way kit.
Yeah, the green one.
That's got half of the crest in the silhouette.
Yeah,
It's got the
yeah,
seahorse in the silhouette there.
That's
We've had a
great,
few silhouette shirts.
They're excellent ideas. I mean, I think what you're saying, sorry, about the 125 years is make that one strip that year. I know they've did a good thing with the red numbers, don't get us wrong. I know what they're trying
I
to
like
do,
that,
and
yeah,
I like that. I'm all for that. But they could have bring out a third strip which was totally either fan designed or really went retro with a different badge.
The third strip is the black one though.
You know what? Well, is it? Sorry. Oh,
Yeah.
well,
So
sorry.
because the away ones,
The blue away
the
one,
blue
right?
and
Yeah,
the
you're right.
stripe.
The third strip
that
is
Man
the
City
way
one.
one.
Change that one for something
Yeah.
that's a bit more retro. You know.
Like flashback to the Miku and Lager green one.
Oh, well, the blue thing I had that one.
Thin blue stripes.
No, the
Oh.
aye, yes,
Unreal.
that's what I'm talking about. That one with an old school crest on it would have been like ridiculous. Because the only ones you can buy now is the ones without the
Adidas
sponsor.
96, 98 Grandad colours.
What, the burgundy
Oh,
and
Yes,
That's
it
Why-
would
why
have, but
don't
that's
they do
so
it?
obvious, isn't it?
They should do the burgundy and blue.
That is the
Because
best,
we
best strips we've ever had.
do clubs have a say in it?
Nah,
Or
it's-
obviously, do these
Well,
companies
obviously
come
not,
in?
since Puma's made the same...
On the
same
midnight kits, the midnight
exactly.
kits.
7
Which-
teams have got
yeah,
that same
well,
bloody strip.
Puma are laughing because that's our biggest selling kit. So
Hence
Puma
it's
are
sold
laughing.
out.
You see, that's what if I was the club or a sponsor, I would say, right, we'll just get a fan vote and go for the biggest vote, and you're going to
Apparently-
sell the most strips.
Apparently
Every time.
fans do get a vote like in the fans forum. I've heard this before. There was one year where the fans had an option of kits and they did pick one. But just look back to the season where we had the members kit season. We could have done a members kit this year.
Yeah.
Did
Did you have that one, the blue and white one? That was I bought that one. It was blue and white half with longer on the front. It had a gold badge. If you were members.
No, it
that
was
on the
black
black
and white,
and white
man.
one.
It was black and white.
Goodbye,
Did I say blue and white?
Aye.
Sorry,
Aye.
sorry, I
Black and
meant
white.
black.
That was the members one.
The pre-season game
Oh,
was
yes.
flooded out.
Aye, yes,
Aye.
I bought that one the day kit. I loved that one.
Aye, it was nice.
It was a nice kit, very nice
Totally
kit.
different. It was really nice.
But something like that would have brought in a lot of revenue for the club.
Yeah,
a lot
absolutely.
of revenue.
Absolutely.
Now, like I say, I think we've missed out.
But I went to the club shop today actually because I was going to buy a
Birthday
new
cake for me.
jacket. I was going to buy a new jacket and they were all crap, to be honest with you. I didn't like any of them. So I went on eBay and I'm bidding for a 95, 96. You know, the old school Keegan
Training
one.
top.
You know, I've already got the training
The
one.
burgundy one.
Blue,
Oh,
no,
the
blue,
one.
white and
I've
black
got the
one.
black one, which is just pull over your head. It's got the brownie, but I think I put it on to that before you've seen it. But I'm after the winter jacket, the old school Keegan one, like the other Liverpool one. He's slumping.
Is it Adidas one with the big
Aye,
stripes?
it's got. I am bidding on that at the minute. Like, so don't go on eBay and buy it, anyone, please.
I'll bid him. I'll bid him.
But I want that for the winter coming on. Aye, so yeah. Anyway, on that bombshell. Any more
Nice.
questions?
Any more?
No, that's it.
No. Cool.
Not many in tonight.
Yeah.
Just means we can get downstairs and drink more pints.
That's early. It's early for us.
Exactly.
It is actually, aye. When we leave for
Anyone
work.
that doesn't realise, we don't normally start recording this till 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that's true, aye.
So we put a lot of effort into this. I would say this podcast wise, we'll all work.
Oh, my lass loves it.
Aye.
Loves it.
He hasn't seen his last since last year.
I was in my bins in 2 years ago. no, but no.
Strange
yeah,
as well, because she's only 1.5 years old.
That's
true.
No, yeah. No, he's right though. No, like he comes from back in the miles away.
We'll do.
Straight from work.
Yeah, we'll do long shifts. And it's not very often we get to go home before we come here.
Speak for
So
yourself.
he works from home, like, so he can do whatever he wants. He watches Games of
Hey,
Thrones on his days.
I was in the office today, wasn't
Wow.
I?
Yes.
Wow.
I'll defend you, Mark.
Do you talk to each other in the office or do you see this more?
We don't see it that often. Really.
I seen him in the street
Mind you, we had
yesterday.
a great handshake because we
Oh,
were
it was-
celebrating Swansea.
What a clap it made as well. Oh, it was amazing.
Aye, it was funny.
The whole of Northumberland Street stopped dead. What's that? Thunder.
You should make a tag team, a wrestling tag team. Don't know what it used to be called.
The
The
Dildo
Dildo
Brothers.
Brothers. Right. On that bombshell,
Thank you very
we'll
much.
call it a night. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. See you
Adios.
next time.
Good night.
Next victory, Stoke.
How are the lads? How are the glass?